It's going to be pretty tricky with the quality, the caliber of these teams on board. Their fight's going to be so clean. At least I hope there will be. I'm hoping to see some good, clean fights to come on through. But as you say, the powder keg does continue to rumble. The southwestern side of this circle really heavily occupied right now.
Yeah, this is the issue for a lot of these teams now, because they're going through a lot of contested ground all the way around just beneath Paradise Resort and to the east of Boot Camp. There's many hills that a lot of teams use for scouting early on, and they'll post up there early and just wait for a team to wander through and then pounce, and they'll get a nice free team wipe unless that team is turning around and absolutely destroying you from the other end of things. But we'll see if that does happen. Usually when you have the drop on the other team, you've got a significant advantage there, John.
Seoul, currently playing near Barn, might come into contact with Mega if they're unlucky. Mega giving it a wide berth, though, so they might just try and send it around the side and try and insert themselves over towards the north of Camp Bravo. But Cloud9, they're currently sat just to the west of Paradise Resort. You can see them on your screen. They're getting their eyes out. They're getting the ear to the ground and getting all the info they need.
Yes, this is a nice position because they can pretty much move into any area they want from here on the roadside, and they're also able to gatekeep most teams who are coming in from the western side of the map. And we're looking at RRQ, who's coming over the bridge right now. Back to Seoul on our screen, just next to Barn. Good thing they got out there early. It's very much just a ditch down there in Barn.
Look at how focused Mortal is right now. You can see him in the bottom left, just put up in the zone for Seoul.
Now, Mortal's a very interesting player because we didn't actually expect him to be in the global finals, not because the team isn't good, because he actually stated he was retiring before the whole PMCO started. But his friend Viper, there's a couple of other players on the team who are new. His friend Viper said, look, I need you to come back in one more time. Very much a John Wick situation. He was stepping back in to the fray. And I think it showed definitely the beginning, but as he's warmed up, feels like a lot of his skills have started to return now, but here we go.
Oh dear. There's Mega actually coming into contact with Team Queso. They're taking a little bit of a fight. There's Mega who get taken one first. They don't want to move any further. I think they have just lost their scout, so they are now completely isolated. Team Queso hold their hill, but that's going to allow Seoul to know where they are. But they've got bigger worries. Top Esports right over the hill.
Indeed. Like I was saying earlier, Top Esports, they have replaced 3 of their members. They're from the same team, though. You've got to spot that one for sure. Klutchko just going to leave it, though, for the time being. KK Skur, the only original member remaining here. Obviously, this is the guy that everyone knows about. Oh, you should know about. And if you haven't seen the clip, just go type in KK Skur versus RRQ 1v4 squad wipe, because you will 100% get that on your screen straight away. So go check that out after today's done, because we don't want you to miss out on any action right now.
That was from the previous PMCO split, obviously back in spring in Berlin, and he had a really decent shout into that fight, as you say. I have to say, though, the highlight for that was the soul nade. Oh, man, that was so tight. I loved it.
What? Don't mess with my bike. You know,
it's just trying to give him a push, trying to give him a head start. But EGC at the moment, they're out on the outskirts, southeast on the map. You can see them now just skirting around near Lakawi. They're going to have to go up and do a similar rotation to the one that Mega attempted. There's the next shift.
That's very nice for EGC, actually. They're going to get in quite easily into this circle. It's going to be pretty simple for them, which is good going forward. So we'll check back in with them later. One thing I've already noticed there from Mega, though, losing Rod Fiat like that, is that something they definitely employed so much in the prelim, sending out one player. And the thing was, back then, one player could quite easily deal with another team. They were just that good. But here, you're going against, as we said before, the best teams in the world, all vying for that massive prize pool. No one's going to be holding back any punches.
EGC trying to enter the circle now, but Seoul, they have something to say about it. It's chimed back. Mortal gets knocked. An off angle for Mystic from Team Queso as well. Could potentially come into the third party. In pushes EGC, but Bear goes low, takes some damage. Can't push around the rock. The rest of Seoul holding down their teammate, the nade, getting cooked now. The pin has been pulled. Regaltos goes out wide. The nade over the top, throws long, does half HP, but Bear's got a nade of his own. He lobs it on back. Will Regaltos be able to stay up? Yes, he will. Mortal ticking away, but another nade being cooked now. Goes a little bit closer this time over the top. Bear does take half damage again. First aid kit being wrapped on up for Seoul.
Regaltos here in a really quite bold position all the way forward right now, but Molly's now coming through Bear. guys have been quite out in the circle for a long time, so you got to imagine that utilities are starting to thin out for this team. Mortal so close to bleeding out.
Regatos, you got to get up. No! The nade from EGC finds Mortal. They lose one of their players, down to 3 now. Team Queso, remember, are in the wings.
Now we're checking out ARG. They're going to be versus Kurd squad on the bottom here. Ixie takes a big nade.
All right, Sanox for nades this time around. Lobbed on out. Boom goes the dynamite. It's going to do the work as well in a really difficult spot too. Probably just going to be able to get confirmed there. Maybe leaving him alive to see if he can bait out some sort of rotation. See if he can pull one of those other players away from their sanctuary.
We've got to remember that nade went off practically immediately as soon as it landed. That is a perfectly thrown grenade at the right time, down a hill. It is not an easy thing to do, and already all rejection is starting to show us their fangs.
60 players remain now, phase 3, only 4 casualties. They taking it still just a little bit slower than perhaps we're used to in prelims and some of the other regions. Everyone's finding their feet. Of course, this is the first official tournament game that these teams will be playing in this current set of 16, Blake.
Feeling one another out, and Sandhawk just really isn't the best place to be doing it because
it's tricky.
We'll get nice and cozy very quickly with one another on Sandhawk as you're just forced into that position. Regaltos, though, is still around. He's held it down for the time being. Should get away with that one, which is nice. The rest of his team is starting to coalesce on top of him. RRQ here, out in the blue, though, and Unique.
Oh, dear. Ernie got knocked earlier by Unique, and they're going to confirm it, it looks like. Yudu trying to push it into the northern side of the circle. The spray comes down. They're going to go a little bit further east, but Yudu are in the way. A heavy southwestern shift. A huge disappointment for the teams on the north side.
Massively so, and even with EGC, though, they've got to be happy that they came into the circle so quickly where they did, because now they have a